Citoyen Mirabeau. Here is the letter sent by your father to the Lieutenant General de Police. You were right.
Mon Dieu. So this is what the cur had in store for me. A new lettre de cachet with a royal seal. He sentenced me to spend the rest of my days in the Chateau de Vincennes, to return to the cell where he had me locked up 12 years ago. Those 10 square feet where I lay at death's door for 42 months on end. 14 seasons, spent with chattering teeth, coughing up a bucket full of bile and blood every day.
Your own father had you thrown in jail?
Alas, such is the sad truth.
What crime did he hold you to be guilty of?
He disapproved of the follies of the young man I was back then, and my love for a certain someone. A woman whom an unjust law kept me apart from. I was free and besotted with happiness, Aegis. And that was a crime in the eyes of my father, the Marquis. I sullied the Mirabeau name, so he felt it necessary to steal my youth and clap his wayward son in irons.
Was there no trial?
One would imagine. Those damned lettres de cachet. For centuries, a powerful man, whether a king or a father, need simply put pen to paper, and an innocent man is thrown into prison. The poor soul sees neither judge nor lawyer. In the space of an hour, he moves from the light into darkness, and his cries for help fall futilely on the cold stone of the dungeon walls. I am just one of many victims, whose ranks range from the most famous to the most lowly, from Voltaire and Diderot to the unfortunate children whose dark fates will never be known.
What does this letter matter in the face of the mortal peril that hangs over all the king's enemies?
You must put yourself in my shoes to understand. If the king wins this war, he will send all the brave men here to the scaffold, and I am certain they will climb the steps with their heads held high. But if you hadn't taken that letter, I would have suffered a far darker fate. Louis the Mad would have made it his duty to respect my father's last wishes, but I would rather die, whether a hero or a coward, than return to Vincennes. There is no worse hell on earth than that infernal dungeon. In any case, I must now express my eternal gratitude, even though no words, no matter how eloquent, can express its depth. I owe everything to you, Aegis. You, who've broken my chains forever. Whatever happens now, I will be free to live or die for the nation. As for the Marquis de Mirabeau, that criminal whom misfortune chose as my father, let us consider him dead, shall we? Let him choke on loneliness and regret, once and for all.
Citoyen Lavoisier.
What can I do for you, Aegis?
I found the powder. It is at the Bastille.
Ah, what good news. Is it in good condition?
Of course.
What do you mean? Am I to understand that you have not done what needed to be done?
Yes. Now all that is left is for the Marquis and his men to retrieve the powder and load it into their cannons.
What men? What cannons?
We will raise our army soon, you can be sure, and we will then be able to confront the royal army.
You do not measure the import of your actions and your words, Monsieur le Marquis, always rushing headlong into things. The Bastille is an ancient fortress that was not designed to house such large quantities of explosives. The tiniest spark could cause a catastrophe. The iron from a boot or the point of a sword scraping against the stone. Thanks to you, we are now at the mercy of chance.
There is no such thing as chance, Citoyen Lavoisier. If we are defeated, we will have only our failures to blame. Goodbye, Citoyen Lavoisier, and down with despotism.
Citoyen Bay.
Ah, mademoiselle.
Well,
What news?
Goodbye, Citoyen B. Vive le... Citoyen Lavoisier.
What can I do for...
Goodbye, Citoyen... Citoyen Robespierre.
Madame.
Were you
We lay so...
Goodbye, and... Citoyen Mirabeau. Goodbye, Citoyen Mirabeau. And down with... Citoyen Raymond.
Can I help you, Aegis?
Goodbye, Citoyen... And... Monseigneur.
What can I do?
Goodbye, Monseigneur. Vive la nation.
If that is your dearest wish, then so be.
Can I help you?
I hope so.
I am listening.
You still have no news from Citoyen Brissot.
Indeed, we wait in vain, and our hopes are beginning to fade.
He knew we were to meet here at the first blood spilt by the king.
Mes amis, we must fear the worst.
Can you think of any place he might have sought refuge?
No, not at all.
May I venture a speculation?
By all means, Monsieur le Comte.
These past few weeks, Brissot has been invariably accompanied by a young fanatic he met in Versailles.
Ah, yes. The Amazon. What was her name?
Mademoiselle Théroigne de Méricourt. She goes on about this grand patriotic project of hers to anyone that will listen. She wishes to raise a battalion of female combatants, ready to lay down their lives for the nation. A curious passion, isn't it?
Who knows, monsieur? Only time will tell.
In any case, our proud Athena seems to have won the trust of a number of Third Estate deputies, including Monsieur Brissot. Perhaps she will have some information about him she'll be willing to share with us.
But you'd have to know where to find your Amazon.
It just so happens that Mademoiselle Théroigne de Méricourt holds court just a stone's throw from here. 8 Rue de Tournon. No doubt Aegis will be able to make her way there without any trouble. We need only hope that our Amazon has taken shelter there to escape the royal terror.
She's gone off alone to rescue Citoyen Brissot. It's a fool's errand. I must help her at all costs.
The nation would do best to avoid adopting any sudden measures. Major changes would be disastrous for the colonies and the capital alike. The only way to grant slaves their freedom is through judicious reform.
I agree with Monsieur Brissot. The Assembly should proceed one step at a time. To begin, we must first abolish the trade.
Monsieur, I doubt that our enslaved brethren share your laudable forbearance.
Well said, mon père. The colonists are unwittingly sowing the seeds of a bloody rebellion. I predict that they will come to regret it.
For my part, Monsieur le Marquis, I predict that you will not forever fault me for my restraint. I predict you will understand the sacrifice I am prepared to make, and the fight I vow to lead for the good of our cause.
Come then, you damned pile of scrap metal. You don't frighten me. If my time is up, then so be it. Do your job, and fast.
You are mistaken. I am simply responding to your call. I have come to help Citoyen Brissot and take him back to his friends from Place Saint-Merry.
You're too late, pretty puppet. They've just taken him to hand him over to the Count's executioners. There is no doubt about that. And I will suffer the same fate if you don't free me from this cell immediately.
But of course, I will free you.
Dieu soit loué. I am indebted to you, my pretty puppet.
Don't celebrate too soon. You'll have to return the favor presently. But first, my name is on this bracelet. Do you know what it is, or why it bears this inscription?
I haven't the slightest idea.
Aegis. The mighty shield and scourge of Zeus. Of course. A shield. This was for Cagliostro's men. When he still had human accomplices. Take it. If I'm right, it will protect you from the machines that have taken over the hospital.
And if you're wrong?
Then we will need to reconsider our strategy. Assuming we are still of this world.
Our strategy? What strategy?
The one we shall use to free your friend Brissot.
Do you think he's still alive?
There is no doubt about it. But compared with death, the fate the Count has in store for him is hardly preferable.
Can you explain?
If this wretch Cagliostro has committed the nefarious deed I think he has, we need to find 3 objects belonging to Citoyen Brissot. They should be somewhere nearby. We have to find them at all costs. To do that, we will need to search the area with a fine-toothed comb.
And you're suggesting that we do it together?
I demand it, Citoyen. Time is of the essence, and I need your help.
Very well. I'll search the western part of the estate. You search the other side. When we finish looking, we'll meet in front of the cemetery church.
All right.
That's the spirit. Let's get started right away.